I want to start this video by taking you back to August 1966 when people saw the first photo of the Earth taken by a spacecraft from the vicinity of the moon. It is said that it was the first time human beings saw their home planet from outer space, and it was a breathtaking image that fundamentally reshaped the common understanding of how interdependent life was on Earth. And yet, since then until today, and many years to come, we just stamp on that Earth, leaving our huge ecological footprint as if we don't even care. That ecological footprint can be divided in two categories. One that includes the food that we eat, the methods of transportation we choose, and the goods that we purchase, which are directly influenced through our lifestyle choices and daily activities. The other category includes societal impacts, such as roads, infrastructure, and public services. This is why, as we need to reduce our ecological footprint, we must focus on both our own lifestyle as well as influencing our society. I promise I will try to avoid talking about politics in this channel. However, it is nice to feel hopeful again, knowing that we could come with the support of a new administration in the United States toward reducing our ecological footprint. Nevertheless, it is totally up to us to make smart choices during our daily activities, seeking to reduce our ecological footprint and taking advantage of any government initiative available towards that individual goal. Remember, just the sum of small changes will have a lasting, worldwide, positive impact that will be carried through generations. Then, how we can measure our ecological footprint and know how much our daily small changes or smart choices can reduce it? Well, there are some websites that offer a calculator just for this. I decided to show you the Ecological Footprint Calculator offered by Global Footprint Network. First of all, because it allows you to choose among this language, and of course I'm going to show you the English version right now. And secondly, because it reports how many planets we will need if everybody lives like you, and as well as your personal overshot day, which is the day in a given year when we, humanity, would have used as much renewable sources as the Earth can produce in that entire year. This calculator is based on food, housing, and transportation, and you can find additional information or facts by clicking the eye icon that is available in some of the questions. First, as an example, I'm going to answer all the questions with the most sustainable options. So let's take the first step. Starting with food, you will be asked two questions. First, how often do you eat animal-based products, which are beef, pork, chicken, fish, eggs, or dairy products, in a scale from never to very often, so we will answer never. Next, how much of the food that you eat is unprocessed, unpackaged, or locally grown? Food that you can eat within 320 kilometers or 200 miles in a percentage scale from none to all, so we will answer all. Continuing with housing, you need to respond which housing type best describes your home by selecting among the following options. Is it a freestanding house with no running water or with running water? Or it is a multi-story apartment, a duplex, row house, or building with 2 to 4 housing units, or a luxury condominium? In our case, we're going to respond that is a freestanding house with no running water. Next, what material is your house constructed with? Having the options of straw or bamboo, wood, brick or concrete, adobe, or steel and others. We're going to respond straw and bamboo. Next, how many people live in your household in a scale from just me to 10 or more. So I'm going to respond just me living in my house. And what is the size of your home from a scale from tiny to huge? Being tiny, a house of 5 square meters or 50 square feet, or a huge house is 1,394 square meters or 15,000 square feet. So in our case, it is a tiny house. Notice how you can find the eye icon that I was describing before to read a fact related to this question. Do you have electricity in your home? Which is a no or yes question, and I'm going to answer yes, so the answers to the next two questions will make sense. How energy efficient is your home? In a scale from hardly, which is very inefficient, with poor insulation, few LED lamps, and heating and cooling systems used often, to very, which is efficiency-centered design, with passive heating and cooling, advanced temperature control and ventilation, and low electricity use. So our answer is very. Next, what percentage of your home's electricity comes from renewable sources, either directly or through purchased green power, in a percentage scale from low to high? So our answer is high. And compared to your neighbors, how much trash do you generate? In a scale from much less to much more. So our answer is much less. And finally, in regards to transportation, you will be asked how far do you travel by car or motorcycle each week as a driver or passenger, in two scales, one for the car and one for the motorcycle, from 0 to very far, which is 800 kilometers or 500 miles. Our answer is 0 for both scales. Next, how far do you travel on public transportation each week? By bus, train, etc. In a scale of not far to very far, which is again 800 kilometers or 500 miles. So we're going to answer not far. And how many hours do you fly each year? In a scale from none to many, being many, 200 hours. So we're going to answer no. Then it is time to see the results, which are divided in two parts. Part 1, as I mentioned before, reports your personal Earth overshot day. And as we responded every question with the most sustainable options, we receive a message saying, "Hooray! Is everyone living like you? There will be no overshot day, and we will only need zero point 0.3 Earth." In contrast, if we respond every question with the least sustainable options, Our personal Earth overshot day will be January 14 in a given year, and we will need 25 Earth. The second part of the report shows your ecological footprint in global hectares or GHA by land type and by consumption category. It also shows your carbon footprints in carbon dioxide or CO2 emissions in tons per year and percentage of your total ecological footprint. Notice how the carbon footprint is just a percent of your total ecological footprint, which could be a great percentage depending on how sustainable your lifestyle is. After the report, you are asked, how do you feel now that you know your footprint? Shocked, inspired, helpless, intrigued, worried, embarrassed, confused. However, remember in my first video, I want you to feel empowered, encouraged, and motivated. So, after your results are compared with your country, you are provided with solutions in regards to city, energy, food, population, and planet. Some subscribers have shared with me that they don't feel they're doing enough to protect our environment and would like to have some tips to know what else they could do. And I really recommend the links at the end of the ecological footprint calculator that I just showed you. Also, you can find great YouTubers that provide lists that you can follow when making your daily choices on what is better to do or buy towards reducing your ecological footprint. In short words, it is time for all of us to learn how to share sustainably this beautiful planet Earth, the only home that we have among the 7.8 billion people who live on it today. This is all for now. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and get ready for my next video. Veganism, not only a solution to animal cruelty, but also to the climate crisis.